Hello and welcome to Knife Chats, a channel where we discuss the history of cutlery as well as offer reviews on affordably priced knives for the user and collector alike. Without further ado, let's see what today's video is about.
Hi, did you ever trade knives with somebody? This is a knife I traded for. It's a German Army knife, the 108mm GAC. Everyone knows it as something that Victorinox designed, and then it was adopted by the German Army. This is not one by Victorinox, and actually when I traded for this knife, I didn't even know it was made by Victorinox. And one of the reasons I didn't know is, if you can see here, we'll try and get that to show up. CCM Rostfrei. I had no clue that this knife had anything to do with Victorinox. It's got a really great corkscrew, really cool punch, and it had a saw blade. That's what I knew, and I knew this is a bottle opener. At the time, I did not know that you could also open a can with it. I did know it had a screwdriver tip, but I just thought it was a bottle opener and a screwdriver and a saw blade. And the saw blade worked really cool. And what did I trade for this? I traded one of these. The United States Army's demo knife, or a camp knife, or utility knife, whatever you want to call it. It's the military knife. This was made by Camillus. The one I traded, I think, was made in 1979. This one, let me close all this up. If you can see here, boom, 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 1981. And that's because this trade took place back in 1982. When I was still in the Army, and I traded it with a soldier from the 113th Panzer Grenadier Regiment. That was a sister unit for my unit. And I think we both thought we got a good deal, because it wasn't like he could easily pick up one of these, and I didn't know I could easily get one of these later. Because I had no idea. I thought it was a German Army knife that was issued. These I had to buy at the Class 2 store, and I went and bought one right after I traded, so it was like, I know I could replace it. And I'm sure he thought the same thing. Well, I'll just go and get another one because I can replace it, and in the meantime I'll have one of those US military knives. So he might have liked this knife better than the Camillus. I mean, in many ways it is kind of a bigger knife and everything, but the one cool thing with the Camillus, as far as I was concerned, is the punch at the end works really good. I use this all the time, but it doesn't have a saw blade, and this saw blade is just freaking awesome, and I've used it many a times, and as you can tell, I still use it today. And it was made by CCM. I did not realize that. And one of the things I realized later when I bought the one by Victorinox, I think this one by Victorinox is a later model because it has the nail file on it, or the match striker on it. The CCM one must be an earlier one. It does not have that. And I still have the saw cover for the Victorinox. I'll have to put that on before I put it away. But yeah, that was the knife I traded for. I traded for this knife, and this is the knife I traded. And you know, I trade between two soldiers. Have you ever traded a knife? Who did you trade with?
Thanks for visiting. If you like this video, please share it with a friend and consider subscribing to Knife Chats. To be notified of future episodes, don't forget to ring that bell. As always, your comments are welcome and insults are cheerfully ignored. Remember, you're only as sharp as your knife.